Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and before we begin I thought I'd show you a quick glimpse at the Spacecraft exhibition that I exhibited in Bicester a few days ago. The makers and the models that were on display were absolutely fantastic, and it's just a quick taster of what was there. I hope that this taster will show you what was on offer and that you might be able to support it next year when it comes around. We also had a few guests from across the pond, and that was fantastic as well. So yeah, it was a very good exhibition, and the first of a few that I'll be doing this year. So here is the Spacecraft exhibition at Bicester, which is near Oxford in England, and then we'll get back to the model making.
Looking promising considering some of their releases. The Voyager was absolutely I don't get how they can.
Yes, it is. But yes, it is. It's not something that you on top.
To do it again next year, you bring it along.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's the case. Oh, I got
smaller sound chip, so it'll be even less intrusive on the uniform.
Yeah, so can you make
Oh yeah, the Mark II is 3mm.
It's about that long, it's not that short. So, reasonable enough. Is this
I didn't even notice that up there. I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice the model there.
Oh, you did? Then how we come around the world
Expensive to me.
yeah,
To give you an example why, just be careful where you're at there, buddy. I'll give you an example why. A Vallejo yellow, the most pigment in the Vallejo level.
Excuse me.
Incisive questions.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, because the people put things together didn't know where everything went. No, but the real ways. Apart from the fact the whole window used to open like that down to Naples, the bottom row like that is obscured because otherwise they're going like that you would see inside. The top bit's clear, but those are.
It is, yeah.
Just
Yeah. So I didn't realise until about 5.
If you do two, you can do a sort of angled over going through a tight
So I hope you enjoyed that little excursion into the world of spacecraft at Bicester. And now we're back on our benches, and this is my workbench as it is at the moment, and we're back with the single engine pod racer, which you can see that I have decided to upgrade and continue working on, because I wasn't happy with the final result. In fact, the more I looked at it, the more I was pretty unhappy with it. So I've decided I'm going to, as you can see, add to it and give it more depth and detail and more structure, which is more to the point. So this, I think, will help to make the overall shape and profile chunkier and more believable. And yeah, it's just a better shape, basically. Because I like the idea of the engine still strung at the bottom, but the top now makes more sense. So we'll be working on that, I think, and just tidying this up and making it look better, in a sense, before I move on to anything else. So that's what I wanted to go back to now and work on that. So as you can see, I have put this structure at the top, and we might have some pipes and engine bits coming out from this structure at the top, leading into the engine below, which I think will make it better. And of course, then I can dirty it down even more and make it look more of a junk, put together junk kind of piece as a single engine pod racer or anti-gravity thing, or diesel punk transport, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's beginning to look better now. Right, onward and upward. Let's continue this build, because I want to get it. I want to make it better than it was. Yeah, let's go. Right, well, we're staring at an empty bench, and we're staring at an empty bench because there's going to be a change of pace. I was going to work on this piece as you saw, but I've suddenly realised that I have coming up in a short time the Model Media exhibition in Milton Keynes, which is this. They're run by the guys who do small space, and I've been exhibiting there for a couple of years, and I want to go there again. And I'm not going to have this piece ready. No way am I going to have this piece ready. So I've decided I'm going to finish off another model in its space, because there is no point in going to an exhibition if you've got nothing to show for it. So forget what I've just shown you. Right, by the magic of television and video, I shall show you what I have started to work on again. I have started to gribble it, and you will see the results very presently. Here we go. Well, hello there. So, you see me for the first time, those who've never seen my face before. So, as I was going to say to you and show you that I had started a new build, and rather repairing an old one, and I started to do it, and catastrophe happened, and I've lost all the footage of it. I don't know why. Perhaps I deleted it by accident. So there's a big gap in the story now of what I was doing. So you'll have to excuse this, and we're going to pick it up from where I was. I'd taken a lot of the old bits off that I didn't like of the model, and started to re-greeble it and put more greebles back onto it again. And what the model was my big Star Wars like carrier, which I used the models from the old Battlestar Galactica toy, and but I had never liked it very much. I thought that the definition and the texture of it wasn't very good. I'd used the wrong primer to begin with. I'd used a very, very thick primer, and that had taken away all the detail from it practically. So I was never happy with it. So what I'd done was I'd stripped it all off, and I had taken off the obvious Star Wars bits like the conning tower. I didn't like that. It didn't seem to work. And I'd started to redo it. And I bought some other bits and pieces, a lot of old toys from, model kits, World War II battleship kits, and I've started to greeble that back onto the model, and you'll see that in a minute, and to give it a lot more detail, a lot more definition. So I'm hoping now that we can get back to showing you the build process, and I won't lose what I've started. So let's go back to the model now and pick it up halfway through, when I've started to put more definition and more greebles onto it, and we'll see how far we can get. Okay, onward and upward. Let's continue. So after a day of greebling and putting on detail, I have got this far. As you can see, I really have gone to town on getting the detailing correct. Now, what I've done is my old trick of getting lots of old World War II battleships, which in this case was the 1 to 112, is it 1 to 1200 scale battleships, and that 1 to 1200 scale seems to fit the scale of the Star battle cruiser, which is what I'm calling it. So yeah, it just fits the scale, and I think it works nicely. So we've done that side, as you can see. That's all the engines at the back, which have been put in. All the bits have been filled, all the negative points have been filled in, and all the spaces have been filled, and we have done the the neck, the back side of the ship here, and down the side here, as you can see. And I think, yeah, those engines look pretty cool, if I say so myself. Quite happy with that. This came from an old toy, the Buzz Lightyear toy. I think it's called the Zorg battleship. So I took that bit apart and used the engines from that particular toy. And here's the other side of the ship. So what remains now is for me to just tidy it up a bit. I haven't really looked at the underside because I don't think the underside really needs that much work doing to it. It's going to be the same as before. I'll just tidy it up a little bit underneath where the engines are located. But I think overall the underside doesn't really need that much work. But there's the other side, and you can see the detailing that's gone into it along there. Okay, so all we need to now do is to do the painting, I think, and get that painting finished, and then this will be ready for display. So it was really, as I say, it's taking the old ship that I did, taking it apart and really giving the detailing a lot more definition, which hopefully you can see there. And I'm happy with that because it does give the impression of a massive starship, which is what I wanted in the first place. Not necessarily from the Star Wars universe, because it hasn't really got the iconic conning tower on it, really. It's something a little bit different. I'm not really sure which universe it does come from, really. I'll just call it a battleship, a star battle cruiser from another kind of genre. But anyway, there you go. So okay, that's kind of finished, and now we need to start painting it. Okay, so I've put a coat of another wash of primer on it, and as you can see, I have really gribbled it up to hell. I have put in as much detail now as I can, and I think I've made a vast improvement. On what the ship was looking like before, when I was trying to make a kind of Star Wars ship with the large conning tower at the back. Well, now the definition, the detailed definition is a lot more sharper now, I think, a lot more defined, and one gets the impression of a vast starship, and I'm happy with that. As I say, not necessarily from the Star Wars universe, although if you want to put it in the Star Wars universe, that's fine by me. Now all I need to do now is to give it some kind of weathering, and then it will be ready for the, I think, ready for the exhibition in a week's time. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't call it 100% finished. I still would consider this to be a work in progress, because I haven't really looked at the underneath, and the underneath really has not been worked on except to be highlighted and primed, so that needs to be looked at. But if this were a filming model, then it would be filmed from the top rather than the underneath, I think, and you wouldn't see much definition on the underneath. That's my excuse, but that's what it looks like at the moment, with all of the definition of the parts and the greeblies, which, as is my want, I have been hunting high and low to get smaller and smaller and smaller detail into it. Now, the only thing that I'm not a little bit still unhappy with are these areas down here, which I think need to be merged in more, because they look, on closer examination, to be, you know, just bits of plastic thrown together. So I'm going to have a look at that again before finally finishing, if I've got the time. From this distance it looks alright, but as I said, if you go in really deep into it, you can see that these areas need a lot more work doing to them. So if I've got the time, I'll have another look at those areas there. but overall the other areas are okay for now anyway. So right, so we'll dirty it down, and I'll get as much done as I possibly can, and then that'll be my ship which I take to the exhibition, along with these two ships, which I think I can say are to the same scale as the larger one, and then that'll be my flying armada of battleships. Obviously, as you can see here, I've had to do a little bit of work to them, so they will need again a coat of primer and a bit more weathering down, but that can be done pretty quickly. I can do a kind of cheap dirt, quick and easy dirtying down of these ships as well. There's the annular detail on these ones, so they work quite nicely, as you can see. And if I put them all together, you can see that they all kind of fit in scale-wise with each other, and they make quite a good armada of a battle group, like say 2 destroyers and 1 battleship, or whatever you want to call it. So right, all I need to do now is to weather them down, perhaps do a little bit more work on the finer detail. I should have enough time to do it. I've got 1 more week to go. The show's on Sunday, it's now Monday, so in between working at work and getting back home, I should be able to finish these off, and then I'll show you the final results on the next bit of this posting. So there we are, that's the ship finished. I've weathered it down and put on highlights to bring out the detailing, and I was able to go back over it and fix these are what I would call the side ports, giving them more detail and more depth and texture, so that that looks much better on that side. I'll show you the other side in a moment. But yeah, so once again I've got it under the wire because I go to the exhibition tomorrow with this particular ship, and I'm really happy with how it's come out. I dry brushed it with some white to give it these highlights, and yeah, really happy with the results here. So we'll just do a walk around, as you can see, but really happy, especially the as I say, the engines have come out really nicely. And I'll just get down and travel around, as you can see. I've also highlighted the bottom as well, but as I say, as it's displayed as it is, you won't see the bottom so much, but the profile now looks really nice on that side, and we'll just turn it round so that you can see the other side as well. But the detailing has now really been has come out nicely. Whoops. The detailing has come out nicely on the ship, so happy with that. We'll just turn it round and you can see the other side. Well, I'll bring it in actually, and you can see it there, how we've detailed the other side as well. There's the other side. And again, the detailing on the other port as well, which again gives it a lot more depth and texture. So that's my capital ship done, and I started this capital ship about, I think it was about 2 years ago, and I never was happy with it. But now that I've added all this greebling, which has taken me about a couple of weeks to do, but well worth it in the end, I think. There we are, and again round to the other side. Happy with that. So I'm going to bring in the other ships now, which I've also managed to weather, and you can see the whole battle fleet in as it would look on the display tomorrow. So this is roughly how I'm going to display the models tomorrow, and in this kind of grouping on the table. And as you can see, I've gone over my smaller ships just to weather them down a bit and give them a bit of a more authentic look. But yeah, I think that works really nicely now, and will make a nice display piece for the exhibition. And they all look as if they're floating, which is quite nice, on these display stands which I got from Amazon, and it works quite nicely. There's the other ship here. So I won't say that this is totally finished, because I can still do more highlight work on the ships to bring out more, that's painting highlights, to give it out a bit more detail. But I think for now they work, and I'll take them along and display them on my display. Oh, and incidentally, I'll also be taking the Mandrake Freerunner again, because I think because I displayed it at the Spacecraft museum exhibition, but I didn't display it at the Small Spaces exhibition, which is this is the Model Media exhibition run by Small Spaces, and I'm going to display this again tomorrow to give other people a chance to have a look at it. So yes, that's going to be displayed as well alongside the rest of them. So anyway, that's the ship's done, and when we come back, I'll have at least 2 to 3 months to start working on my other ships and the other models before the big Small Spaces exhibition in the summer. And there'll be a lot more time to work on them, and a lot more ability to not rush so much and get the ships done under the wire. Alright then guys, well there you are, that's my Space Armada battle group, all ready to go off and fight in the wars. Thanks very much for watching guys, and I'll see you shortly on the next build. Bye for now guys, bye for now.